everyone. Welcome back to the Seymour Show right here on C. Today, yes, we're jumping to the first discussion of the day, and we're talking about money. Who doesn't love money? Now, many people don't realize, yes, you didn't see Ralphie was doing this. Yeah, money, 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 baby.
Salva the money. Salva the dum-dum, da-da-dum-dum.
Now, we're going to talk about the relationship with money, whether that's clothes, mobile phones, cars, all are obtained from money, but we almost never discuss the importance of realizing and improving our relationship with it. Now, Ralphie, I mean, for me,
yes,
money sparks joy.
It does.
It makes me happy.
It does.
Especially by the end of the month. I am happy, good mood.
Yes, I do not disagree with you.
What about your relationship with money?
I'm kind of on a love-hate relationship with money.
Like how life is, right?
Like, c'est la vie.
Yes.
You know, money comes and goes, but you got to be extra careful.
That's right. I mean, it's like a love relationship. It's a roller coaster ride.
It is.
Now, to learn more about how to have a good relationship with money, we have the expert, we have the guru. She is, of course, my good friend, financial planner, Aliyah Natasya, who's here in the studio. Good morning, Al. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yes, thank you.
She is the Cupid for money.
For money.
For money. Yes. So with that said, please do tell us, why should we need to have a good relationship with money?
Because money is what keeps us alive.
That's
the simple. It's like our oxygen to keep us going on day to day.
Yeah.
And if we don't have a good relationship with money, we will be surrounded by financial anxiety.
Oh.
Yes.
Because
that is a term I've just heard today.
You're like a psychologist for love money.
yeah.
Financial anxiety.
Yeah.
Financial anxiety and how money can drive our emotions.
Yes.
Because how we become successful with money is not because of a theory of what we learn, of what we know, but basically it's about how we behave towards the money.
How we behave towards
I'm very possessive with my money, by the way.
Me too, me
Especially
too.
with my husband's money.
Well, that's what you get married, you gotta take care of the money.
Yeah.
So, what are the benefits of having a good and healthy relationship with your money? Oh,
First, as you mentioned before, when you have a money, you have a good mood.
Of
Yes.
course.
Yes,
That is
and a
right.
good mood builds a good confidence. People with money tends to have a confidence.
Yes.
And if people have the knowledge about the money, they can make a beautiful life decision. They are not scared to taking some challenges, take some risks. And the people who are willing to take some risks will cultivate a very great results. But if you need to make every decision of your life based on the limitation of your money, you're totally insecure about anything goes beyond control.
Now, with that said, though, I mean, I think it's just going to be very hypocritical if we said, I can be happy without money because, as you said, I mean, living this life, we do need money to buy not only clothes and cars and houses, our housing houses. We need food for money.
Yes.
We need money for food, you know, for
it's
water.
daily necessity.
Yeah.
For everything, basically, mostly
brings
everything.
to the table.
So when you hear, you know, the terms like money doesn't make me happy, I mean, how can we balance that? Like, of course, there are times in our life that maybe we're short in money. And it makes us unhappy.
Yes.
But how can we still roll in our life to know that, you know, yes, we still do need money?
We rewire our brain. Our brain can be trained. And usually when it comes, why people don't like to talk about money or finance? Because they avoid the pain. The pain of not having money, the pain of not having enough money. But how much money do you need to be happy? Sometimes we don't even know how much itself. But as a human, it's a very normal that we seek more pleasures than to deal with the pain itself. But usually I see the people who is really taking care of their money because they've been hit. They've been pressured during their lifetime.
They hit rock bottom at some point of their lifetime.
Yeah, but it depends on how they train their brain. They're gonna bounce back or they just wanna live like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But the key is you need to wire your brain, cultivate the positive mindset of what I need to do instead of playing a victim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I like that because
Yeah.
sometimes we felt like, oh, this has happened in our life. I'm the one that is victimized right
Yes,
here. You
yes.
didn't see and reflect on yourself. I did not know, like, when you're talking, oh, Aliyah, when you're talking about this is like you're like a psychologist talking
Yes.
about love relationship. It turns out it contends to our finance also.
It
Yes.
does.
This
It does.
is very new also.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
So please do
Oh, no,
continue.
no. Okay, so because money, relationship, it seems like relationships. It can be healthy, it can be sad, it can
Yeah.
be any kind of a
Can
way.
it be toxic?
Sure,
Ooh,
sure.
okay.
Okay.
The money can be toxic. The money, money cannot be lived. It depends on the people who manage it, who spend it, and who react towards it.
Yeah.
So the money itself, like relationship, it needs attention and consistency efforts.
Okay.
Consistency effort.
Efforts. And the power of knowledge, of knowing how much you have and what can you gain with your money is the goal factors. So if you don't have a bigger goals, and then you will do some spending for a little stuff that you think will make you happy on a certain times of period. But if you manage to rewire your brain and have a long-term planning, you will make a beautiful plan on how this money can keep me alive sustainably. So I can be happy today, yet I will be happier in the long term.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because,
So,
yeah.
Let's say
Yeah.
this person A,
Yeah.
they have a really bad relationship with money.
Yeah.
And he keeps victimizing himself. You know
Yeah.
what? It's because of this. It's because of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So what needs to be changed? The first factor for that kind of
That
person.
mindset,
That
right?
mindset. What do
Yes.
we need to do for that?
First, how he or she interacts. Who put that financial trauma in themselves? Because the money behaviors tends to grow from their childhood memories, and they grow with it. So if you don't have any kind of a bad experience with money, you won't get any kind of a toxic relationship. And same like relationship, how do we get out from the toxic relationship? We change our interactions. And for some people, I told them, you need to change your friendship.
Okay.
Maybe your surrounding doesn't help you cultivate the best version of you. Maybe your surroundings is keep pressing you towards the financial pressures. So how do you make a healthy relationship if you don't want to make any changes?
Right.
So again, rewire your brain. Our brain is still growing until we die. So it depends on how do you want to train your brain. Our upfront brain is have the ability to do the planning and organizing. So the question is, how do you like to organize your brain?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the big. How do you organize your brain?
Yeah.
And then after that, I think it all just falls down, right?
Yeah.
Whatever that is, that factors in your life.
Yes, same like you do some personal training, personal trainer. Do we really ever train our brain? That's the question. We keep studying, but we never train our brain to delay some gratifications because our brain's seeking for more pleasure. So when the financial challenges came, we never be prepared. We keep playing a victim. We keep complaining. But in life, ups and downs, everything is normal.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but no one train you and plan you when the life goes down, what we need to do with ourselves and then our money.
Can you share with us, like, picture of a case where it's a good, balanced money relationship between you and yourself?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
a perfectly healthy
Yeah.
relationship
Yes.
with money.
Yes.
Just like with a person, but with money.
Okay, to be honest, I have a good relationship with money when I reach my 30s. When my career is more stable, my income is more stable, and then I acknowledge what makes me insecure. What
Okay.
makes me insecure if I don't have money? And the simple solution is I just need to save.
Okay.
So I know month to month I will have enough money. And the second, I make a bigger goals. So it's much easier when a small things comes as a distraction. I just said no.
Okay.
And then, okay, I always ask it, what would good things happen if I buy this?
Right.
Why would bad things happen if I buy this? So make a list, pro and cons. It helps you which money habits that will help your life in the long run.
So not being impulsive, right? Like
No.
you see something and you want to buy it right off the bat because
Yeah.
you think you just got your
Yeah.
monthly payment and I
yeah.
can buy this new phone and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
the new generation of Apple phone and you
Yes.
can have it.
I want to know what you think about the term retail therapy.
Okay.
Because, you know, a lot of people does that
Yeah.
when they're having...
Including us.
Including
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
you know, we're
Yeah,
having
yeah,
tough
yeah.
times.
Truthful.
Yes, and when we're stressed out on work sometimes and we just got our monthly payment, you know, I'm going to buy this.
Yeah.
You feel happy. What do you think of that statement?
I think it's really normal because human tends to seek for dopamine,
Yes.
for the pleasure itself. But in the long run, does it really makes you happy? And the retail therapy is like, I always say this, like, you need to have a mental block. Block something that doesn't really matter. Like when you see an elephant, it's easy for you to block because you see a big elephant.
Huge, yes.
But what about the mosquitoes?
Yes, too little.
It's like a small, a little,
Yeah.
but in the long run, it doesn't help. But it
Yes.
keeps coming. It's like a flash sale notifications. I always say.
That's right.
That's right.
Discount
right?
that.
Okay. So I want you two guys do the homework. Until you get home, you get out of your clothes from your drawers and then count how much money actually your drawers worth. When you buy and when you want to do some pre-love, you will decrease 50 to 70% much more. I always said the retail therapy is only a therapy for 5 minutes or 24 hours. But after a year, you will lose much more money. Even one of my clients admit that actually she can buy a car
With just her
With that,
closet.
yeah.
with her whatever inside the
Yeah.
closet for about 2 years.
It's good time to declutter, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
not with
yeah.
my husband in it. I don't want him to know.
Yeah.
It's called
I was
closet.
going to ask Aliyah that. Is there any correlation between being a minimalist, you know, having a minimalist lifestyle
Yeah.
and a good relationship and healthy relationship with your money?
I'm not a believer in minimalism because what makes me happy is not involved in a minimalist living.
Okay.
So you need to know what makes you happy.
Okay.
If you're not a minimalist and then you try to live like a minimalist, it doesn't bring any happiness.
Yeah.
But if you are really minimalist believer, and then that's the way you want to live,
Yeah.
it doesn't relate it with your money. Money relationship is how you behave, how you connect, and what kind of life that you get with money that you have.
Now, I also have a question in regards, because we're talking about somewhat like a relationship. What
Yeah.
if you're obsessive with your money? You were saying about savings,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But there
yeah.
are some people that I've known have become so possessive and obsessive with the money. They live so frugally because they don't want not even a cent to come out from
Yes.
them.
Yes, yes, yes,
that
yes,
make their behavior somewhat, sometimes when you're in like a society, it's strange because it's better other people's money to go out as opposed to mine.
Yeah.
What do you think about the obsessiveness
obsessiveness.
with money?
What I know, frugality could be balanced when it only takes a certain time of period. Because you do the frugality in order to achieve certain amount of a savings.
Oh, okay.
But when you reach, and when you reach certain amount, like let's say 1 billion, and then you keep frugal, you need to ask what's the purpose of your life. Because I talk with people
Yeah.
regarding the inheritance. One of the beneficiary said that if I knew that my parents have this kind of money, I would like to have a better university's degree.
Right.
I would have a better chance
Yes.
of having a job that I really love.
Okay.
So your money, your relationship with money is not just impact yourself.
Right.
What you think, oh, I'm doing right things, I have lots of money, then my daughters and son will be happy. But what if your money, you balance while you live, and then you
Right.
give enough when you're not here anymore?
Yeah.
So they can enjoy and sparks the moment with money that we have. It's not about being lavish, it's not about giving all the luxurious thing, but what matters to your kids. If she wants a good education, then have it.
Yeah.
So how to balance, how you need to plan, because if you're not planning, you are planning to fail.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
If you're
And I
not-
love the story that you share with us, because this is something I think something from the older generation like tends to do. They like to
Yeah.
just save up, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you will later have the inheritance when
Yeah.
I'm not here anymore.
Yeah.
But then life goes on, like you said. I mean, through
Yes.
this case. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I feel like I have so many questions. I want to
Are
make the
talking to
most.
money psychologist.
Yeah, I
right
want
now
to
in
make the
front of
most
us.
out of this time. Mr. Producer, how much time do we have?
Have a lot.
We still have a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I want to ask about a money relationship as well. So, the main focus is to rewire
Your brain.
right? So, we have to have that aha moment first, right?
Maybe not aha moment, but the consciousness.
The consciousness, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, because in United States, there are called study field that in develop. It's called the neuroeconomics. Because basically, economics is social studies. It depends on the behavior, not how much money that you have.
Yeah.
Same like in marriage. When two people gather together, it's about how you combine your perspective and experience about the marriage itself.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's really hard when one is spender and one is saver.
Yes.
Oh,
And money is the top 3 reason people get divorced.
Right.
But maybe not because have enough money, but have a balancing money relationship between those two.
So, speaking, because you're now coming into marriage, what should we do, or what should one do before they get married? I mean, sometimes talking about finance is very taboo still.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here
yeah.
in our, in our region. So, is this something that we should really talk, before we get married? Like talk between the, between the husband and wife beforehand. Like, this is what happened. This is my finance. This is my finance.
Yes.
What's our plan for next? Short plan and long-term plan.
Yeah.
Okay, share with us.
But before we talk about the plans, we talk about financial responsibilities.
Okay.
How much you earn and how much I earn, it's gonna be totally different.
Okay.
Do you want to put 50-50s? But for me, there is no 50-50s in marriage. One people will give more than the others. You can never have anything in balance, including when you want to go into marriage as, if we're having a kids, do I need to take a career break? Because it's like a life big decision, and most of women do that. And most of women unhappy about that.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? So what kind of a picture of a family that would you like to have? Who earns, who manage, and what kind of responsibilities amongst that?
Yeah.
So if you never talk about financial responsibilities itself, between you goes into the marriage, and then who? What kind of life you expect from that marriage itself? Because everything requires money.
yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And in regards to that, though, sometimes, especially when you're going to marriage, I mean, kids will be involved.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have we were talking about sandwich generation, we have still our
Yes.
parents that we need to
Yeah.
finance.
And if I may add, when you enter the marriage, you need to talk. What if something bad happened?
Okay.
What if our life doesn't live a happily ever after life? What would happen? So you made the plan. When bad things happen, you already know what to do. It's a very different when bad things happen and then you start reacting towards it.
Yeah, yeah.
This is not the life that I wanted, but you
Yes.
never discuss it.
Yes. So always prepare the umbrella before it rains, no matter
Yes.
how hard it is, right?
Yeah.
You talked about a spender and a saver.
Saver, yeah.
Cannot be together, but isn't it balanced?
I'm not saying they cannot be together, but the level of your spending will be different with your spouses. So how you balance that? And then you need to create some goals. What kind of a big goals that you both would like to have? Maybe your first house. And then she will realize that I don't really need this kind of stuff because I want this kind of a house that I wanted. When you create a bigger goals, then I always said that it's much easier for you to eliminate every distraction. But you need to have the same goals. It's a very different if You want the house, and then she doesn't.
Yeah.
Because I have a house from my dad, maybe.
Yes. Right.
Why you need to put some savings? We already have a house, but the
Right.
man ego, you know.
Yeah.
No, I need to have
That's
it.
right.
So you need to communicate and make a timeline towards it.
Okay.
Does it make sense to do it now? Does it make sense that we save some amount of this, or we need to save more? Because everything is not specific and you cannot measure it.
Yeah.
It's just, not, it won't go nowhere.
Yeah.
lah.
Of course. Now, in regards to that, Aliyah, I think every relationship, especially if we're talking about love, we want happily ever after,
Yep.
right? And there's a long path to go towards that. Sometimes it's not realistic.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to that, how should we have our vision or our goal in money relationship to be as realistic as it is, or you can go as
Go
you
nuts.
know, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you can go have a high goals and vision. Even though if you feel right now, it is just so not realistic for me to have Lamborghini right now, but I can one day.
Yes. Okay, so I will ask you, how did you see yourself 10 years ago? And where are you right now?
Yeah.
Did you achieve some of your dreams at this moment? So for me, having a bigger goal is a must, but it's gonna be a long term.
Okay.
While the short term and medium term, you can always align with it, because how beautiful our plan is, we cannot have 100% of control. There
Yeah.
will be corona crisis,
Yes.
economic crisis.
Yeah.
Things changes, but we can be agile and adapt towards it. But our goal is still remains there. So that's the beautiful things about having a timeline.
Timeline.
Short term, I need to do this. You
Right.
can focus. But when you achieve, okay, I can lowering my expectation because I already at this level, and then I move towards the next level. It's like
Right.
playing a game.
Yeah.
It's like one at a time, because you cannot beat the biggest monster at all.
Yes.
You need to gain knowledge, you need to gain wealth, you need to take some risks,
Yeah.
you need to take some challenges. Otherwise, you won't grow, and then you won't finish.
Yeah. To be an adult.
To be
To
an
be
adult.
an adult, yeah.
So you told us that this happened to you while you were in your reaching your 30s,
Yeah.
right? So before that, what were you like, and what happened during
Oh,
your
this is
30s?
good for you.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm taking notes right here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like in my 20s, I know life is we only live once. But in my 20s, I realized if I don't make any move or turnaround move, it's gonna cost me a lot. So you need to take that point. So when I was 27 years old, I make a huge career change. I talked with someone and then she said you need to do it strategically. 3 things that will brings you to your financial freedom is, first one is your job. What kind of job? Because that is your source of income. Second is the city where you live. The biggest the city, the bigger the opportunities. The bigger you interact, the bigger you can build your reputation, and the bigger you have your knowledge and expertise. And the third is who you were with.
Okay.
It's a very important of who you were spending your time with.
Right.
50% of your life will be depends on him or her decisions.
Right.
If you never talk about, you need to talk with lots of retirement people.
Ah, okay.
Because they already went through this
Yeah.
life, right?
They already went through. But remember, what you do, where you live, and who you were with. That's the biggest 3 decision that will have a huge impact on your financials.
3 factors.
I mean, you're also mentioning before, including friends, right? You were
Yeah.
saying that if your
Surroundings.
surroundings are just not as positive or go to the same goal as you, maybe you can find another friends too. Because it does really affect, right, Al?
Yeah, I think on my late 20s to 30s, gitu, I spend most of my time in office
Yeah.
with the colleagues.
Yes.
Not my
I remember
younger
those days.
party. Yeah.
I remember those days. She was 9 to 5, or 9 to 10.
9 to 10. Yeah, and then it changed the way you behave.
Yeah.
And then I met my husband also in the office, and it changed the way I look at everything. And even I learned the financial planning is from my husband. So since his first day, his first job, he make notes how much I earned on my first job until today. So he see how much he progressed from his 20s and now he's on 40s.
Take notes.
I will.
Yes.
So if you never take any concern, take any specific action that really matters with your finance, it means you don't take anything matters into your life.
Yeah.
Because 90% of our decision is basically on how much money that we have, we earn, and how much we share.
Yeah.
The more money you have, it's not the more money you can buy anything, how much you can share.
Yes, that's right. Oh, I love this day
Oh,
today.
that's
This is very enlightening. I mean, if you think that you would go to a professional, like a psychologist, talking about love, you feel serene after that. That's what you made us feel today.
Thank
Natasha.
you.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you
for your
very
time.
much. Oh my.
Definitely now we understand the value of having money relationship or relationship with your money, because it does sets the tone of your life. And definitely, if you don't have a good relationship with your money now, start from today.
Yep.
And like what Aliyah just said to us, just rewired yourself,
Rewire the
rewired your mind, and take another perspective, what you want throughout your, 5 years to 10 years to come, and throughout your life. And best of all, get the best spouse and partner in your life, because that's how you're gonna get your goal. Thank you very much,
Surroundings
Aliyah.
matters the most. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have you back here on the studio with us. But now we are set for a short break. When we return, we'll bring you the world headlines here on the C Morning Show and See Today.